Also, in a way, when you start to know more, like one would think that you're becoming more open-minded, that you're more open to things, but it's actually the opposite. You kind of become more closed-minded because you start to think that, yes, I know more about this topic, so whatever the other person is saying is probably wrong.
It goes back to the arrogance, because a lot of people, like we've said, once you learn and you start having a little bit more knowledge about a certain topic, you're gonna get a little bit of ego, a little bit of arrogance, and like I know what you're talking about. I've seen this, I've read about this. And so when somebody else is telling you something about it, especially when you're just starting to learn that, you get into that, we go back to the diagrams of, they've got that, that you know that you don't know, you don't know that you know, and you don't know that you don't know. And at the starting of it, you think that like all the three other aspects are non-existent, and you just know that you know, and then you think that, okay, I've got it all figured out. And then you're kind of become a little bit close-minded. So when the other person is telling you something about a certain subject that you've been reading or trying to learn a little bit more about,
you're gonna start to be defensive, or
exactly. Why? Because like, hey, I've been reading about this.
I
Who
know.
the fuck do you think you are that you're telling me that what I've read and what I've studied so far is wrong?
Yeah.
But that's when, with time, as when you learn more about it, you start like unlocking the different areas, and you start realizing, okay, there's a lot that I don't know.
You start to feel some shame in a way, also, like because of your behavior, maybe about the same.
Definitely, and then you'll become a little bit self-doubtful, and you're gonna become like a little bit anxious, maybe a little bit scared, holding yourself a little bit back, because like, oh shit, I've been arrogant about this my whole life, and now I'm realizing that I know nothing about this topic. And then, there's going to be, like I said, like there's going to be doubt, fear, anxiety, and many other emotions that are kind of holding you back from actually saying your opinion again.